Themes of time being limited are common in the Sonic franchise, and so they show up in this song too. Time does slip down all our spines, and if we try to ignore it and swallow the fears and pain brought by doing so, without doing what we need to do, then we can't help but follow the cycle. It all stays the same and we remain in that cycle of fear and pain. In the game, the boss fight this song shows up in has a time limit, and the boss comes back after already being beaten once. Shadow fears that revenge isn't what Maria wanted, and the quest for revenge isn't making him happy either. But he can't help but follow what his faulty memories tell him, so his mind keeps going back to revenge. There have been themes in this franchise about living life to the fullest, and that's done by improving ourselves, trying to be a better person, learning from the past instead of repressing it, hanging on the edge of tomorrow hoping for a future. And it seems by this point Shadow had actually started to want to live. In supporting me, the boss theme of BioLizard when he first shows up, there's a line where he goes, "I believe in my future too." I mean Shadow does. The last line in this chorus and supporting me in general also suggests that despite wanting to live now, Shadow knew he's gonna die. The wiki says that the third last line is talking about how Amy begs Shadow to help when Sonic borrows Shadow's chaos control. That line could also be referring to the nature of life in general. Nothing is guaranteed. So instead of begging for your life to be better, to no avail, you gotta understand that everything in your life was borrowed out. Nothing you have or desire is your own or in your control. You lose it someday, and it's true that you may never find your way. As Shadow doesn't really either at the end of this game. He dies asking a question he still didn't truly know the answer to. Shadow's life has tangled him up inside with his constant conflicting thoughts about his memories and what he should do. He got defeated by Sonic and he is struggling against the BioLizard too when the song plays. The sorrow this song is referring to is probably Shadow's too. He can't keep carrying it anymore, and so he makes up for what he's done by helping the heroes. Now Shadow can't help but follow his feelings once again, and it puts him right back where he came, back to Maria's wish. This time he's on the side of good. This verse once again refers to how Shadow and we may never find what we desire, because it's all mostly out of our control. But still the song tells us to hold on to what if, hold on to the hopes of a future, learn from the past and ask ourselves, what if I do this instead? As Sonic says, nothing starts until you take action. What may be needed here is a concept called effortless action, where we understand that we may never get what we are striving for, but that doesn't matter. It's about the action and the journey.